Please give a warm welcome to Kevin Tent. You can take any one of these seats and any one of these microphones.
How about this one?
You can sit right next to me. You can take that one, yeah. Okay. See, like I told you, there's no COVID at this table. There's only COVID out there.
Okay, that's good.
So anyway,
I have my ACE mask right here.
Thank you. Thank you so much for doing this, because I know you're in the middle of a movie and you're also in the middle of crunch time. And he's been really, really busy. So this really means a lot to me, and it should mean a lot to you for him taking the time to be here, because
it's my pleasure. It's my pleasure. Thank you, Michael.
Again, the original reason for bringing you in is, by the way, congratulations on being president of ACE.
Yeah.
And why?
Yeah, why did the editors elect me is what I often ask myself.
No, I mean, first of all, what is ACE?
American Cinema Editors. Started, I think, in 1952. Yeah. And it was a group of editors that realized they weren't getting any kind of props for what they do, and people didn't understand what they did, and they created the organization to kind of educate people and to promote our craft. And it's really exploded in the last few years. It's been amazing.
Yeah, I mean, it's all of a sudden, in the last few years, editor is celebrity.
Editors, it's become cool. Like, people are like looking to do it in a bigger way. Your group has always been that way, but now I think it's getting much broader and wider. I mean, ACE is a cool boys club, or cool club, and so how do you get into it? Well, you have to have a career, and you have to be serious, and you have to have a certain amount of credits and edited certain shows, and we have our sort of list of things that are requirements. But basically, if you are a working editor, you're going to rack up credits, and you'll be able to apply and become a member of the organization. Unless you're like a serial killer or something like that, then we frown on that. But even then, don't even worry. So
really, if you have several years or a few years of credits, you can just apply, or do you need somebody to help you get in?
Well, there's a process. You need 2 ACE members to write you letters of recommendation. There's an interview process with the membership committee, who these great editors who will ask you questions about what your intentions are and why you want to be an ACE member and that kind of thing.
Were you part of ACE before you got your first ACE nomination?
No, I was welcomed into ACE after election. I was nominated but didn't win, but they invited me to join, and I was like, yeah. I'd already been going to the Eddies and stuff like that, so I was well aware of the organization, and I hadn't really even dreamed about it or thought about it, when they kind of invited me, and I just jumped right in.
And how's it been? I mean, does it help your career? Does ACE mean anything other than to the people who aspire to have an ACE next to their name?
I think it's like grade A beef. So I think if somebody's going to hire an editor and it says ACE after it, they know, okay, this is a quality. There's some quality. Not to say that if you don't have ACE in it, you're not a quality editor, but I think it has a little bit to do that. I don't know if it helps your career per se, but it probably does a little bit. It adds a little panache to your resume if you have it on there.
What about president of ACE? Does that help you?
That doesn't get you anything.
It doesn't get you anything? And speaking of that, we had mentioned the Eddies, which is a really big deal. And does that mean more to you, because you've been nominated both for an Academy Award and an Eddie, and you won an Eddie. Does an Eddie mean more than an Academy Award because it's all your peers voting for you?
It does. It does. They both mean a lot.
I mean,
they're both, because you're nominated by your peers in the Academy, but then it's open to everyone to vote for you. But no, it's really a thrill when you think of all the movies or shows that are made every year, and that your peers have said, oh, that's nicely done. That's really an honor, and it's a big thrill.
What is it about collaborating with Alexander Payne that you've been able to work with him for like nine movies? Is this
I don't know. Movie? It's a lot.
I mean, you guys must really get along really well.
We do. And I just interviewed for him on his first film, and he was like, yeah, that's the guy I want to do it. And they were dangling other editors who had a lot bigger credits and stuff in front of him, and they were like, you should get this guy, and or this person. It was a guy. But he was like, no, I want someone at my level. I want to learn with somebody, even though I had lots of editing experience with Roger Corman and stuff like that. But he wanted sort of a partner and not like like a granddaddy telling him what to do. So we got along very well, and we still do. And I can't wait for you guys to see his next movie. It's coming out next year. Unfortunately, we have to wait a year. But
yeah, we can. I don't know if we can even talk about it. Although it was mentioned in Variety and a few of the other trades that it did sell at Toronto.
Yeah,
and it sold for a big amount of money. And so that's really good. It means you actually get finishing funds to finish the movie.
Yeah, we're in the home stretch. Yeah, that's of course always tricky, but yeah.
So, and also you can read about what the film is about. And what the film is about is, I think, something that I certainly want to see. I don't even know if we can mention it. But
oh, yeah, we can talk about it. Yeah.
Can you talk about it?
Yeah.
Then what's the film about?
It's called The Holdovers, and it stars Paul Giamatti again, and Alexander, of course, are teamed up again. And I asked him on the first day of shooting, I said, what's it like to work with Paul again? He goes, we're both giddy. They're so happy to be working together again after Sideways. It had been many years. But it's basically a story about, it takes place in 1970 at an all-boys boarding school in western Massachusetts, based on a real school and a real place, and it's loosely based on a true story. And the holdovers are the kids that can't go home over the holidays for various reasons. And they get stuck with Paul Giamatti, who's the curmudgeon professor. And it's basically starts out as a story about these kids, Paul Giamatti, and the African-American cook that runs the cafeteria for the school. And I don't want to reveal too much, but it becomes a really strong story between a few characters, and it's really pretty terrific, I think.
Are you a better dialogue editor than you are, say, would you like to do an action movie, a Marvel film, that or sort of, do you have any interest in that sort of thing?
I've done action in the past, but I really, the thing that really kind of gets my little editing senses going is really cutting performances.
Yeah.
Like I love the subtle, like doing 2 frames to something or using a different reaction shot instead of a line. I love doing that, and when it makes a big difference, you're like, oh, it's so subtle, but it makes a big difference as you.
And you're given wonderful actors to work with.
Alexander's so great with the actors, so yeah it's really, we have, and Paul Giamatti is just awesome. Yeah. He's just so solid. Like, I don't think I marveled about it with Alexander because I think maybe there was once or twice out of, I don't know what 40 days of shooting, 44, I don't know. Once or twice where he wasn't completely present and missed a line or something like that. That's like amazing that happened, after take after take after take. He was just so focused and so good.
Is Alexander Payne's set disciplined?
Yeah, I think so.
Nobody goes off?
Nobody, it means goes off on lines or something like that? Sure. No, he'll let you do that. He lets them do that, but he really does like you to follow the script too. He does that, and there's some real tongue twisters that Paul has to deliver and like fast, so it's pretty amazing. He's great.
Do you know if an Alexander Payne movie is going to be really good just by reading the script before you even start, or can you find it while you're so maybe this isn't going to be so good, but you found it and it became wonderful at the end?
So it's a combination of both. Sometimes his scripts are really pretty good, and he's very good. He doesn't always have everything figured out. A lot of times he has a vague notion about something, like, I think I want this scene to be about this, and, we really find it that way. But,
Excuse me, can you close it to the mic?
oh, sorry, yes.
Oh, gosh.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, when you can't hear, please say something.
Yeah, speak up. Thank you.
But thank you. Thank you for the reminder. Yeah, I appreciate it. Because I remember last time we talked was after Downsizing.
Right.
And Downsizing, and I told you, I said it was one of my favorite Alexander Payne movies, but it was not pretty much anybody else's favorite Alexander Payne movie. I don't know why, because I loved that movie.
It really swung for the fences with a lot of big ideas, and I think it was a lot. It's so funny. I often think that had been a 6-part series, Netflix or some HBO or something like that, because they wrote it like a novel. It had all these elements and all these different characters that came and went. Oh. And we were challenged with reducing it a lot of this big stuff to a couple of hours, and that was really hard to do. And I think if he had a bigger palette to paint with, I think it could have been a really interesting series and probably more successful, I think.
Okay. Yeah, only really famous people are sit at this table. We're going to have to move on, but you can talk to Kevin during the break, and I don't even know if Kevin's going to hang around for the rest of the evening. Maybe he'll hang around for the raffle. I don't know. But he's
I did buy a ticket.
But he's in the middle. Did you buy a raffle ticket?
Yes.
Okay. Anyway, thank you very much, Kevin Tent.
Thank you, guys.
All right,
Thank you very much. Thank you.